This is Discussion with Nico. Back to you with another episode. Today, we're doing a pretty interesting episode. I'm doing it with my friend, Genuka, and he has his own startup, which we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about the journey to the startup, where he got the idea from, and what it's really about. So, tell me about your new startup that you did, and what is it about?
Thank you. I'm very happy that I'm here. It's nice to see you again. I study in the UK in the University of Southampton, and my startup here is a booking platform for different types of services such as restaurants, hotels, spas, and etc. Anything that requires a type of booking,
Mhm.
we always are very open to different services as well. And with Bookfy.ge, we try to create an ecosystem for different types of brands which are in Georgia.
All right. Well, I think it's a really interesting startup. I mean, especially the ecosystem part, since it just makes life more convenient and easier. I
Very,
mean, the reason why many companies are successful is because of their ecosystem. Like take Apple, for example. Some people might not like their computers, but they tend to get them because it works with their phone, well, it works with their
yes.
headphones. And I think that what you're doing is just convenience, isn't it? You're selling
Thank you.
convenience to customers and just makes it easier. So like when I'm using your platform to book, let's say I want to book a hair appointment
Hmm.
at a barber shop, I don't need to make a call or anything. I just go
No.
straight into, yeah, and I think this is why it's such a good idea. It's because simple convenience.
Hmm.
Well, what's the motive behind your startup? What's the inspiration for it?
Well, as first off, started off personally. It was always hard for me to call the salons, for example. It takes time. You have to find their number and then you have to talk to them. Some people, for example, like me, are pretty shy. Sometimes it's hard for me to talk to them, or it's very uncomfortable
Yeah, I
sometimes.
understand what
There's
you're
a
saying.
lot of
Yeah.
people, and then also since our website has three different languages, it's literally for everyone who's in Georgia, for tourists and people that try to use it daily in their lives as well. It's a very basic thing that you can have in your your iPhone. You can use it every day to book a restaurant, for example, to book a hotel visit if you're a tourist. And it's trying to build reputation for Georgia, where there's different types of businesses try to, get a better marketing uh, standpoint that they are in
Yeah.
right now. Unfortunately, in Georgia, in this current state, there's not a lot of, big Georgian, for example, restaurants or like hotels that are widely known by different tourists. And Bookfy.ge, our website, it offers like a solution to their problems
Yeah.
as well. We help them with marketing, with showing different types of customers that we have,
Yeah.
what they can do, what service they can book. And that's why it's a big
Yeah.
ecosystem. There's customers, there's clients, and we all try to connect them together.
Yeah, and I think especially, and I think having tourists use it is very good because not because when you're visiting a different country, you don't know where the good restaurants are,
Hmm.
where the good hotels are. You kind of go in blind, and if it's your first time, especially, you might go to a let's say you might go to a Georgian restaurant that
Hmm.
you think is good, but turns out not to be as good as you thought it would, and then you have a bad the Georgian food has a bad
Bad
reputation,
reputation, yeah.
even though it's absolutely delicious. So I think
Amazing
having a
food.
service like that is very convenient, especially for tourists, and even for Georgians, I'd say, who we tend to go to the same restaurants all the time. We don't try new restaurants, and this is something that I think we need to work on as a country. And with your service, I think we could see new restaurants in the country, new
Hmm.
new barbershops, new startups like yours, maybe who are trying to get a name for themselves, and people will try it, and if they like it, these people who are doing their startups, their new businesses, they can have a greater chance to grow. So
Hmm.
what you're doing, I think, is actually very innovative. So
Thank you.
good job. Well, my next question is about your experiences studying abroad in the UK or USA. How has that shaped you, and did it have any influence or on where you are right now? If you didn't, let's say, have this experience, would you have your startup today?
Hmm. So basically, I've been around the world. I've been to the US in 11th grade. I went to high school there. I've been to the UK. I did the standard A level in college, and now I'm in a university in the UK as well. And when I look back at the experience that I've had, it really like changed the perspective of how I look at the world, how I, as a human being and as a person, you see different types of countries, their different situations, and then you can, analyze and then look it back at your country. And so, if for example I wasn't in the UK, I wouldn't get this idea to try and create this innovative startup project in Georgia. And it was the UK that really like established the way that I was thinking.
Yeah, and I think what influenced you the most is the quality of customer service in the UK. Because
Very, very good customer
what
service.
an issue that Georgian businesses have, and they're working on. Actually, we're seeing major improvements. It's really hard to get the same quality of customer service in Georgia than you would in the UK or US, because the industry here is more monopolized, I would say, and you have big businesses who who dominate their industry, and they just, I mean, when there's no competition or there's not really good
They can do whatever
competition,
they
they can
want
do
to
whatever
do.
they want. I mean, remember this importing service, USA to Georgia, and a few years ago, they got fined for for misconduct, I believe, because they were overcharging customers on shipping payments. And
Yeah,
the reason they could do that is there's no alternative. So they are dominating their
the
industry.
industry. Yeah.
They were first, and there's just no one else to do it. I mean, and if there is, they have so much money that they can just go and buy them. So I think having something, I think this is what inspired you. So you talked about your startup, you talked about your ideas.
Yes.
Now, do you plan to expand it, maybe to other countries, maybe to neighboring
Hmm.
countries, different types of industries? What's the long-term plan for you?
Well, my long-term plan is right now to develop my startup, turn it into, a big business where I have my own team. Because right now I don't have a big team since I'm a small startup. I'm still working on developing my team. So then I can, export this little startup to a different country, for example, that has the same situation as Georgia, to a developing country, more rather than already a developed country.
Yeah, and the format of your business, that it's entirely online. For example, Armenia, Georgia's neighboring
Yep.
country, I think they have similar issues because they're both post-Soviet
Hmm.
countries, went through the same problems, and I think the industries are similar here enough where you can just make an Armenian version of the website, and
Hmm.
that's all you have to do, and just social media marketing. So yeah, social media makes everything much easier.
Very. Kazakhstan as well. They have like the same
Kazakhstan.
similar issues with, they're still a developing country. There's like new things that are already, they're trying to implement new things in the country, like with new innovative startups as well. So Kazakhstan is a good place to be as well in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, post-Soviet countries tend to they're different enough, but they're
Hmm.
similar enough at the same time. If you understand what I'm saying, because they went through the same problems, and the industries there are much similar. Where you can actually just move you move your
Hmm.
if it blows up in Georgia, you can easily move it in Kazakhstan, Armenia, Azerbaijan, really easily. So yeah, I wish you luck in that.
Thank you.
Luck in that. Now, something that I want to ask you, and this is a bit of a personal question.
Hmm.
So,
Go ahead.
let's say I'm a hedge fund investor, and I come up to
Hmm.
you and say I'll give you $1 million in cash for your startup.
Hmm.
Would you sell it to me?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily sell you the startup. I would give you some parts of, equity
Yeah,
to develop my startup even more. Because I feel like what I'm doing right now, it's a good idea, and there's, it's good. It's a good way to, you know, build a big brand,
yeah,
especially in Georgia, because there's no other booking website right now in Georgia that's as big,
yeah,
even at this stage. So I feel like even if I can make it bigger, it'll be a better face for Georgia in terms of startups as well, a better
yeah,
face for startups and encourage other people as well, like-minded people,
yeah.
younger people to do the same things.
Absolutely. So you just give the 25% equity. So that's really smart, actually, giving a multi-billionaire hedge fund investor part of your equity. He'll help you, and you'll grow, and he will.
Well,
That's an
he will
amazing.
earn the benefits as
He'll
well
earn the
if
benefits
I
as
grow.
well, from his experience.
Mm-hmm.
Experience, and you'll also earn the benefits. That's a
Yep.
really good answer. I'll be fully honest. That's an amazing answer.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for being on the show
Thank you
today.
very much.
Thank
It's
you.
been a pleasure.